Duchess, my foot. You're not my queen. That's the line Dame Helen Mirren allegedly dropped live on the Graham Norton Show after Meghan Markle demanded to be addressed as the Duchess of Sussex. And the audience absolutely lost it. In today's commentary, we break down the shocking on-air exchange between Hollywood royalty and real-life royalty. Well, former royalty, that left viewers speechless and social media on fire. But first, tell us in the comments where you're watching from, because this one's got the whole world talking. The scene, London BBC Studios. The occasion, a special Graham Norton Show episode featuring an A-list lineup, Dame Helen Mirren, the Oscar-winning icon, the Queen, and Meghan Markle, the self-proclaimed modern Duchess. What began as polite late-night banter turned into one of the most jaw-dropping moments in the show's history. As the cameras rolled, Graham introduces guests in the usual order until he reached Meghan. Joining us tonight, the Duchess of Sussex herself, Meghan Markle. Applause filled the room. Meghan smiled until Helen Mirren, sitting just 2 seats away, arched an eyebrow. "Duchess, is it?" she said dryly. "That's adorable." The studio gasped. Graham tried to smooth it over with a laugh, but Meghan, visibly stiffening, leaned forward. "Well, that is my proper title." Helen paused, smirked, and delivered the now viral line. "Duchess, my foot. You're not my queen." But you haven't heard the craziest part, because insiders say Meghan tried to cut to a commercial break right after it happened. According to behind-the-scenes accounts, Meghan's team had pre-negotiated respectful references to her royal title as part of her appearance agreement. However, producers reportedly told Mirren nothing about that clause, and the legendary actress wasn't about to play along with celebrity pageantry. She spent decades playing queens. One crew member said, "She knows exactly what real royalty looks like and what imitation feels like." Online, the audience footage tells a story. Meghan laughs awkwardly. Helen crosses her legs, unbothered. Graham tries to pivot. The crowd erupts again. It was like watching Meryl Streep roast a reality TV influencer pretending to be a CEO, brutal, honest, and a little bit iconic. 2 days later, the Times UK published an insider leak claiming Meghan's PR team called a network demanding an edit of the Duchess My Foot remark before the replay aired on BBC One. The producers refused. "It's a talk show, not a coronation," one executive reportedly said. For Meghan, who had hoped the appearance would soften her public image, the result was the opposite. Social media exploded with admiration for Helen Mirren's sharp-tongued authenticity. Finally, someone said what we've all been thinking. One ex-user wrote. Another added, "Helen Mirren defended the crown harder than the palace ever did." By midnight, hashtag Duchess My Foot was trending worldwide with over 78 million views. Entertainment outlets joined the frenzy. Daily Mail, Dame Helen Mirren cuts Meghan down to size on live TV. Variety, the Queen versus the Duchess, and the Queen won. BBC clips, reached 12 million views in 24 hours, one of the most replayed Graham Norton segments of the year. But what happened after the cameras stopped rolling made the on-air exchange look tame. Backstage witnesses say Meghan confronted Helen directly, and that's when the real fireworks began. What Mirren said next was reportedly so savage that even Graham Norton's team decided to end the segment early. The show cut to commercial a minute earlier than scheduled, but backstage, things were just heating up. According to studio staffers quoted by the Evening Standard, Meghan approached Helen in the green room, voice trembling but firm. "I think that comment was disrespectful." Helen, who has played actual monarchs more times than Meghan's attended royal events, didn't flinch. "Disrespectful?" she replied. "Darling, that was mercy." The room went still. Graham Norton, caught between two towering personalities, tried to joke it off with a nervous laugh. "Tea, anyone?" But the silence swallowed him whole. Within hours, word leaked to the tabloids. The Mirror ran a headline that simply read, "Helen versus Meghan, the showdown the BBC won't air." Sources told Daily Mail Entertainment that Meghan's publicist made frantic calls to BBC executives demanding that the confrontation footage be handled delicately. But there was no saving it. The internet had already crowned a winner. By morning, clips of Helen's remark were all over TikTok. Users layered her line with royal music and captions like, "The only queen who showed up." A London journalist noted dryly, "Mirren did in one sentence what years of royal PR couldn't: remind people what authority looks like." Public sentiment split sharply. Royal loyalists hailed Helen as a national treasure, while Sussex supporters accused her of bullying. But data told the story. Social media analytics firm Brandwatch recorded a 62% positive sentiment spike for Helen Mirren that weekend, compared to just 14% for Meghan Markle. It felt like a scene straight out of Crown meets Mean Girls Live. The seasoned sovereign of cinema facing the self-styled Duchess of controversy, and only one walked away with her dignity intact. Days later, Dame Helen appeared on Good Morning Britain and, when asked about the viral moment, delivered another jab, soft but unmistakable. "I've played queens my entire career," she said, smiling. "But I've never needed to ask anyone to call me one." Mic drop. The studio audience applauded. The host grinned. The clip went viral again. Meghan's team, meanwhile, released a brief statement to People magazine. The Duchess enjoyed her time on the Graham Norton Show and has great respect for Dame Helen. But the internet wasn't buying it. Commenters flooded the replies with gifs of Helen's smirk. To many viewers, it wasn't just an exchange. It was symbolic dethroning. One represented earned legacy. The other, perceived entitlement. A cultural critic summed it up perfectly in The Guardian. It wasn't about royalty. It was about authenticity. Mirren commanded it. Meghan demanded it. That quote alone gathered 200,000 shares across X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram, within 72 hours. The clip topped 15 million YouTube views. TikTok reactions passed 120 million. Helen Mirren versus Meghan Markle became Google's most searched entertainment phrase of the week. Even Graham Norton cheekily referenced it in his next monologue. "We haven't seen that much royal drama since Netflix last renewed The Crown." Behind the glamour and the gasps, the message rang clear. Respect isn't a title, it's a tone. Helen Mirren didn't just embarrass Meghan Markle. She reestablished the difference between having a crown and earning one. For the Sussex camp, it was another PR bruise. Proof that not every stage welcomes royal theatrics. For Helen, it was another reminder of why she remains Britain's favorite queen, even without a throne. Titles fade. Class doesn't. If you thought that was wild, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Whose side are you on? Team Mirren or Team Meghan? Wait till you see what happened off camera, when Meghan reportedly confronted Graham Norton's producer over respecting her royal title. You won't believe who stepped in to defend Helen.